What are the legal rights of a student with an IEP? Welcome to another episode of the IEP Questions series. In this episode, we'll talk about the legal rights of students who have individualized education programs, or IEPs. If you're a parent, this video will help you understand how to support your child's education better, making sure they have the same chances to learn and do well as their classmates. To start with, students with IEPs have special rights that make sure they get a good education that fits their needs. These rights come from a law called the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA. This law makes sure that kids with disabilities can go to school and get the help they need to learn and do their best. The IDEA isn't just about making and using an IEP. It's also about protecting the rights of students, their parents or guardians, and the schools they go to. In this video, we'll talk about the important rights that students with IEPs have. We'll also explain the rules that keep them safe and give them the support they need while they learn and grow. From making a plan for their education, so IEP, to getting special help and involving parents or guardians, all these things are really important for students with IEPs. They help make sure these students get a fair education and feel included in the learning. In short, here are the key rights of a student with an IEP. Number 1, free and appropriate public education, for short, FAPE. The first essential right for students under the IEP is the provision of a free and appropriate public education, FAPE. This ensures that every eligible student with disabilities has the right to receive an education tailored to their unique needs without any cost to their parents. For instance, if a child with autism requires specialized speech therapy, FAPE ensures that the school districts must provide this therapy to ensure the child's educational progress. By law, FAPE requires schools to provide services that address both academic and functional goals, setting students on a path toward meaningful educational outcomes. 2. Individualized Education Program, or IEP. Development and review. The IEP, the cornerstone of special education, grants students another fundamental right. An IEP is a personalized plan outlining educational goals, services, and accommodations based on the student's individual needs. It's a collaborative effort between parents, educators, and specialists. For example, a student with dyslexia might have accommodations such as extended test-taking time or the use of assistive technology. Regular review meetings ensure that the IEP remains relevant and effective as the student's needs evolve. This individualized approach allows students to thrive within the educational system. 3. Parental involvement and consent. Parental involvement is crucial throughout the IEP process. Parents have the right to be active participants in the development and review of their child's IEP. Moreover, parental consent is required before initial evaluations, placements, and certain changes to services. For instance, if a school wishes to conduct a psychological evaluation to better understand a student's emotional needs, they must obtain written consent from the parents. This involvement ensures that the educational plan aligns with the child's overall well-being and family preferences. 4. Right to assessment and evaluation. The right to assessment and evaluation guarantees that students are accurately identified as needing special education services. Schools are obligated to conduct thorough assessments to identify a student's specific strengths and challenges. Imagine a student struggling with attention difficulties. Through proper evaluation, the school can determine if ADHD-related services are appropriate. This right prevents students from being overlooked and ensures that interventions are tailored to their precise needs. Number 5, Least Restrictive Environment, or LRE. The principle of the least restrictive environment, LRE, is another vital component of IEP rights. It stipulates that whenever possible, students with disabilities should be educated alongside their non-disabled peers. This promotes inclusivity and helps prevent isolation. For example, a student with a hearing impairment might be placed in a mainstream classroom with the support of a sign language interpreter. LRE ensures that students receive the necessary support while benefiting from interaction with their peers. Number 6, non-discrimination and equal access. Under IEP rights, non-discrimination and equal access are paramount. Students with disabilities must not face discrimination based on their disabilities. Schools are mandated to provide accessible facilities, programs, and extracurricular activities. Picture a student with a mobility impairment participating in a school field trip. The school must ensure that transportation and locations are accessible to this student, providing equal opportunities for engagement. Number 7, procedural safeguards and due process. IEP students have the right to procedural safeguards and due process to ensure that their rights and those of their parents are protected. This includes mechanisms for resolving disagreements between parents and schools. If a parent disagrees with the proposed IEP or placement, they have the right to request a due process hearing. For instance, if a disagreement arises regarding the appropriate level of support for a student with a learning disability, due process allows for a fair resolution, ensuring that the student's needs are met. Number 8, confidentiality of student records. Confidentiality of student records is a critical right upheld by the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, FERPA. This law safeguards the privacy of students' educational records, ensuring that sensitive information is not disclosed without proper consent. For instance, if a parent wants to share their child's IEP with a medical specialist, the school must obtain written consent before doing so. This protection extends to ensuring that only authorized personnel have access to a student's records, safeguarding their personal and educational information. In conclusion, the legal rights of an IEP student encompass a range of crucial provisions designed to ensure that every student with disabilities receives the support and opportunities they deserve. From a free and appropriate public education to safeguards that protect against discrimination and maintain confidentiality, these rights collectively create a framework for inclusive and effective education. The IEP process empowers parents and educators to collaborate in tailoring education plans to each student's unique strengths and challenges. By understanding and advocating for these rights, parents, educators, and students themselves can work together to create a nurturing and enriching learning environment for all. The ultimate goal of an IEP is to provide the child with a roadmap for success. This can happen in a regular education classroom, a special education classroom, or a combination of settings. The important thing is that the child is making progress and that their unique needs are being met. For a child with learning struggles, parents can help meet those needs at home. Remember, a parent is a child's first teacher. You, as a parent, can help your child overcome learning struggles by doing simple exercises at home. How do you do that? With the Learning Success System, of course. The Learning Success System is an educational therapy program designed to help parents work with their children at home to improve foundational learning skills. It focuses on things like visual and auditory processing, proprioception, and spatial awareness, among others. By working on these skills, children can overcome specific learning disabilities such as dyslexia, dyscalculia, and dysgraphia, and also become more confident in their abilities. When a child has strong foundational skills, it becomes easier for them to learn and understand new concepts in school. For example, good visual tracking skills can help a child read more efficiently, while strong auditory memory skills can make it easier to follow spoken instructions. By building up these skills using the learning success system, you can help your child become more successful in school and better equipped to handle academic challenges. And to learn more about IEPs, watch our full playlist that goes into depth on IEPs. We cover the subject deeply so you can be a fully informed parent. You can get that playlist right here.